have 3 points to put across. First, we must all celebrate our achievements. We have demonstrated that a lot is achievable when two sister countries come together to foster our bilateral cooperation. Second, we must all commit to work ahead of us at our respective levels. We cannot think of our recommendations as the outcome of our work. We must all resort to translate our recommendations into concrete advices to our principles, that we deliver results to our that we deliver results to our people. We must be honest that we all face challenges in implementing the recommendations that we have made, but we are committed to the path we are on. The only way to address the challenges we face is the same way we have addressed the challenges, our work on this day together. The rule of the game is together. My third and last point, we must all keep talking and exchange information, as well as recommended in previous meetings, of our principles. If we are truly to make progress towards achieving the targets of our recommendations, we must all commit to make regular follow-up and accountable to ourselves. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate our achievements today. Though it's still a long way to go with our recommendations, let's commit to work ahead of us and let's communicate regularly. We, as the High Commissioner mentioned it here right now, we have traveled all the way from Kigali to Kaware, and as you may recall, this meeting is a follow-up to our Ministers of Foreign Affairs Political and Diplomatic Consultation that was held on 1st September 2022 in Kigali. Subsequent technical meeting of permanent secretaries held in November 2022 in Kampala, and the 11th Joint Permanent Commission that was held on 24th March 2023 in Kigali. During the last JPC, the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation of Rwanda and Uganda committed to keep talking and speaking to each other at all times to ensure that there are continued means and ways of having diplomatic engagements between the two sister institutions. Both institutions also agreed, among other areas of cooperation, to operate in the field of defense, peace, and security. Both sides committed to consolidate defense engagements as well as gains that came out of such engagements. This cooperation intended to create an avenue where defense and security experts on both sides will keep meeting anytime there is need to do so. You might also recall that areas of interest in this specific collaboration included working relations in border security, as well as monitoring of porous borders, to eliminate a few remaining illegal entry of persons and goods. Other equally important sub-areas include fighting of cross-border terrorism, information exchange, and continued meeting of security services of both sides of the border. I'm glad, therefore, that as experts in our respective areas today, we have made the first instruction of our principals to convene the cross-border security meeting today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I must appreciate on behalf of the delegation Uganda's collaboration and flexibilities in the organization of this meeting. Our smooth collaboration in the preparation of this meeting gives me advanced optimism that this meeting will be a unique success. Distinguished colleagues, there is a heavy expectation from our superiors, our ministers and chiefs of our respective agencies. We need to revisit the status of safety of our people to protect them from potential cross-border organized crimes, armed robbery, and other transnational criminalities. Uganda and Rwanda cannot economically thrive if our people can engage in petty crimes and get protection from the other side of the border. We believe that it's not the situation today, but the instruction we got from our principals are precisely to exchange and come up with tangible recommendations for the few that are still concerned. So
we have had a discussion outside there during the informal consultations. And we said, let's try to make this meeting as easy as possible. Okay? It is a consultative meeting between the border communities, the leaders at the tactical level, at the different border points, to try and iron out the small bottlenecks that could likely harm our relations. Because big things come out of small things. If we solve issues at the lower tactical levels, then we would have no issues at the strategic level. So whenever issues arise, and the directive states that as much as we can, let's try to engage. If an issue arises, let it be handled as and when it comes, and that is the spirit of this meeting. We might have an agenda talking about presentation of this and that, but these are the issues that come up. Let's address them as informally and formally as we can. I know we may not be able to take decisions, but we'll be able to make recommendations for the higher leaders to be able to consider. It is natural that you can choose anything else. You cannot choose your blood brother and sister. The two sister countries are linked not only by borders, but by blood. So this is very, very important that we treasure and nurture our bilateral relations. This is not only from me, but also from the political will and aspirations of our leaders. When the leaders give guidance, it's the responsibility of the leaders at different levels to, as much as possible, implement the aspirations of the strategic leadership. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the meeting we are holding today was a directive of the leaders of the two sister countries, His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni and His Excellency Paul Kagame, the Republic of Rwanda. They directed that we hold a joint permanent commission. The joint permanent commission put mechanisms in place of trying to reinforce and anchor our bilateral relations to incorruptible levels. So the responsibility is for us as local leaders. Gave quite a number of directives, among which was that there must be cross-border interactions between these two sister countries. And these cross-border meetings were not going to be held by the heads of state, but by ourselves at different levels.